Yeah, this is the underside of the control box. This these pieces on this side and this side are the 2.5 inch angle aluminum that are welded together in the middle. And then these plates are put on the end. Now this clump of wires that are here is that clump I had before, and now it's just inverted. All this stuff is loose in here. There's nothing really fastened down. And what I did was I made this plexiglass piece that fits here on the bottom. It's flush here. These screws go into those little holes there. So this piece is flush. And then these slots I put in here, they're not for cooling, even though I have a fan unit here. These are so that I can take these pieces here and I lift them up, and then I use my glue gun, my new tool, and I glue in this slot, and I glue onto that piece there, and it fastens to the bottom of here when I'm finished. And then I just put the 4 screws in, and it's done. And because there's really no need to make special mounts to put these in. They're basically just floating. So I take I just attach them to this plexiglass piece, and that holds them in place. And that's why it looks a little rough here, because I had it glued. Then I had to take it apart, and you just basically peel away the heated plastic, and it comes apart. So it's not like permanent, and it's almost like one of those temporary permanent things, but it works out real good. That way you could glue something on there. If you don't like it, you can peel it off and it's unglued, and I mean it's good. So anyway, I put a hole in there for a switch. I got a switch on the underside of here. But when this gets flipped over, it's going to be on the top side. But I don't think you can see it. A little bit, but because the only way I had to turn this on and off was to plug it in and unplug it. But I talked about this Arduino box before, and I had to make this aluminum plate to fit this coupling, and the new one I made, I kept it open so I could just make a plate to fit on top to put a coupling on it or whatever you want. I kept it open here so that you didn't have to dig out all that filler material. And I ordered a couple more of the shields so I could put it in here and try it out. I got to make new buttons for it, but that's okay. Yeah, I didn't want to take this one apart because this one's already working, and there was no need to take it apart, just to take the shield out to see if it worked in this newer box, upgraded box. And I put the holes in it, 3D printed those where the inserts go. So waiting for them to come in. Ordered yellow ones. The blue ones, the blue, these screens are blue, so I thought I'd try yellow. The blue is a little dark as to where the yellow I think would be a little lighter. But as far as the potentiometer goes, the reading that I had with the potentiometer was not coordinated with the rotation of the axis. And this is the guy here. This is the YouTube. And I went back and looked at his video, and he explains how he made the program. Because I went over to the eShop and I talked to the guys over there about getting a adjustable potentiometer, and they were a little confused as to what I was trying to explain to them. So I explained it a little better, and they said, well, you can take the potentiometer and you can use 2 legs instead of 3 legs, but that's not going to give you what you want. They said I should go back into the code and change the code. And I said, well, I don't know anything about the code. And they said, well, it's a good time to learn. They were busting my chops, So I went back into the video, and the guy explains how he made the code, which brought me to where the value is for the code, where it's written in the code. And then he goes to this other website where you can do a simulation. Now I'll take you over there, and we'll go through that, and I'll show you what I did, and hopefully it'll work. And I'm going to reload the program with the new values in here, and we'll test it out and see if it works. Yeah, these are the leads for the rotary pulse generator switch / CNC wheel. They come out the side through here, and they channel, this is a backing plate, and they channel up through here. Then the switch is mounted on this side. But anyway, yeah, I want to go to the computer, and we're going to pull up the code, and we're going to pull up the video, and I'll go through that. All right, talk to you later. Well, I put it back together, and I changed the code. And it's a lot closer. It's not perfect, but it's a lot closer. So here it is, about even with the top. I don't have any instruments to measure this with. So it's about 90 here. When I rotate this, it's going down. I get to about 0, and it's about 0 this time. We're in the front. So I'll rotate it back. So we're going to go back to about 90. I know it's really hard to see. Well, when you're looking at it without the camera, it's pretty clear. Except it's jumping around a lot. And I'll explain that too, because I changed something and I thought I would make it better, and it looks like it made it worse. But the index part still works, and I got my switch. Now, like the other indexer, the part that goes back here, I also put a notch on the opposite side so I can undo this, rotate at 180, and then it rotates the other direction. But you've already seen that before. So instead of pushing the button, I can just push the switch. But anyway, so I got my switch mounted on the front. All right.